What's up YouTube family, it's S.Craft once again with another barber tutorial video, and today we're going to do a clipper over comb into a number 1 fade. So what I did is I pulled all the long hair up out of the way into a little bun, and now you can see the way I'm flicking my comb out. I wanted to show you guys kind of the angle that I use. I don't keep the comb real tight to the head as far as at the top of the comb. But I do keep it really tight to the head at the base of the comb where I'm flicking at right now. And the comb that I have is about the size of a number 1. So if I want to do a skin fade or a number 1 fade, I could pull that comb really tight to the head and then lean it out to get the angle of the blend that I want. So you can go long ways like I'm doing right now to knock off a lot of bulk in the back and to get that angle that you want for that blend, or you can do it sideways like I was doing on the side whenever I originally started. Once you do your clipper over comb, go ahead and pull out your 1.5 guard, and here I'm using my magic clips with my premium guards. So I have a 1.5 premium guard on there, and I'm just kind of flicking right into that clipper over comb that I did initially. There again, when you hold the comb at an angle, you can basically, you can make it as long as you want depending on how far you pull that comb away from the head. So now I put my number 1 premium guard on there, I opened it up, so now I'm flicking right into that 1.5 that I just did previously, and then I'm going to close it and blend a number 1 right into that 1 open that I did. So there again, we started off clipper over comb, but I had my comb, the bottom of my comb, really tight up against the head because the comb I was using is about the width of a number 1 or the thickness of a number 1. So if I put that real tight up to the head, it's only going to cut up to like a number 1. So then I put that bottom real tight up against the head and I lean it at an angle, and like I said, I can make it, like a number 2, I can make it as long as a number 3, a 4, a 5, 6. I can hold that thing straight out sideways, and just cut as long as I want to. So if you hold it real tight at the bottom to the head, you're gonna get, like I said, about a number 1 with that particular comb. But just angle it at whatever direction you want, and and cut clipper over comb like that, and it's just gonna blend so easily. I've seen so many people do this kind of haircut, but they started with like a number 6 if they're doing the fade down technique, and then they went down to a number 5 and then a number 4 and then a 3 and a 2 and a 1, and it's just so much time, it's so much effort, and it actually, to me, the blend doesn't come out as good as if you were to use clipper over comb. Right now I'm just putting a little edge on it, and I'll come back later with shear over comb and just clean it up. But I want to show you guys how simple clipper over comb technique is whenever you're doing a fade like this. There again, it could be a number 1 fade like I'm doing, or even a skin fade, but don't spend all your time using big guards to blend down, so that way you can keep that bulk in that parietal ridge area. Just go ahead and do clipper over comb, knock it out fast. There again, time is money. Time is money. So the quicker we can do something, the better it is. I've seen people do haircuts like this literally an hour and a half because they're just struggling to get that real tight at the bottom and real long at the top. It's very simple, clipper over comb. You've seen how fast I did it, and this video is sped up just a little bit for the time's sake of the video, but it really is a quick process. I'm going to turn them here in just a minute and do it to the back as well, so you can see how easy it is. I just want to make sure that we give them a nice clean edge so it makes it pop a little more. Also, for those that have been asking what I think about the cordless T outliners, I love the cordless T outliners. However, they are great. I love them. I always like to have a nice arsenal. However, for the price I paid for those, I could get 3 slimline Li Pro Lis, whatever, and they cut just as good, if not better. So now I'm going in with shear over comb just to blend that in a little bit better. He does want it to be distinct, where it's real dark and full at the top and into the number one. So I don't want to, you know, blend too hard. But here again, man, clipper over comb. Let's just knock that bulk out. And I know that if I put it all the way tight to the head, it's only going to be the size of a number one. So I'll hit it right there at the bottom with that number one real tight, holding it at an angle. But then as I go up into that longer hair, I just kind of pull it off of his skin, you know, and I just gauge how far I want that to be. And man, it's just so simple. So there again, right there, I'm holding it real tight to the head at the bottom of the comb, because I know I can only, you know, it'll only take me down as short as that comb is, or how thick that comb is rather, which is like a number one. And then I can, you know, if I wanted to do a drop fade in the back like I'm doing, I can do that. Because see, I started in the back a little lower, and now I'm, you know, just working that angle up to the side to kind of bring my blend up a little bit, so it has more of that drop fade look in the back. So there again, just clipper over comb, man, you know. And I think that clipper over comb, it just blends really nice into the top. It gives you more of that tapered, textured look, and it's just real smooth in my opinion. So now that I feel like I got that knocked out of the way, I go right back to my 1.5 premium guard and just, you know, flick right into where I did the clipper over comb. Like I said, I want to do like a V kind of shape in the back. It's kind of more of a rounded V, but whenever I comb everything back, it'll kind of feather into this nice little V look. So that's why I'm kind of doing more of that drop fade, but at a tighter angle towards the middle, so it kind of points into a V with my fade there. You'll see what I'm talking about whenever I comb it. So now I have my one open, going right into that 1.5, you know, just kind of flicking out whenever I get there. Hey man, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do that. Hit the notification button. I do everything I can to bring you quality videos, and I'm just trying to share as much knowledge as I have. I might not be the best at it, but I give you my best every time I do a video, and I hope it helps. If it does, man, leave a comment down there and just say, hey, it's really helping, you know. You know, because the reality is, if you do not get any subscribers, or people don't comment, or people don't like or share, what happens is you feel like, well, I'm not really bringing any value, and if you're not bringing value, then why would you do something, you know? So when people subscribe to the channel, it lets me know, hey, people actually care. It actually gives value to their life, and that's what keeps me going, man. I mean, at this point, to be honest, I'm not getting paid to do this. You know, I'm just doing it because I want to be a blessing to people and help out, and hopefully eventually I will be able to make a little money off of it, you know. That would be awesome, to, you know, kind of do what you love and get paid to do it, you know, so that's cool. But if it, you know, brings any kind of value to your life and you appreciate it, man, just go ahead and, you know, subscribe, leave a comment, you know, thumbs up. That is always, you know, it's always a blessing. So now I close that number one up, and, you know, just kind of blending into that one open. And as you've seen just a moment ago, I've seen a little bit of bulk, you know, in the transition from the back to the side, that I wanted to kind of blend in a little bit better. So I did my shear over comb again, and just kind of, you know, knock that out. I'm not sure on this video if I actually fade up the other side. A lot of times, you know, I go ahead and only fade one side, so that way, you know, I just say, hey, whatever you did on one side, do it on the other. But, you know, I'm going to taper in the back. I think whenever we taper this bottom out, it just makes it look that much cleaner. So I edged up, you know, all the sides, and then made my first guideline in the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean it up with my what is that, my Andis Profoil shavers. And I could have used my regular fast feeds, or my my magic clips that I was using to blend this in. For whatever reason, I think just because, like I said, I've been liking those a lot lately, I grabbed my my Oster Octanes, and I went in with the OA first, which is basically, you know, equivalent to an open blade. and I just went ahead and began to make that first guideline, that shadow. And then I went in with a number 1A, which is equivalent to a 1. Now I dropped down to just a 1 blade, which is equivalent to like a 1/16. And I'm just gonna, go ahead and blend that out. If you've never seen me taper out the back of a haircut, I have other tutorial videos that you can watch to do that. So I'm gonna move through this kind of quick, so that way we can just knock it out and I can show you the finished cut. Also, I'm going to trim some of the top, and I want to show you just kind of how I do scissor work on the top or shear work on the top. Anyway, so you can get a better feel for how to cut the top. I know there's a lot of people that like to separate the long hair into sections, and looking at it, man, it can look very difficult, and you're like, wow, I will never get this. Guys, it does not have to be that hard. I'm going to show you. It is very simple to cut long hair on the top. We'll show you that in just a moment. However, let me finish blending this out really quick. And if you guys ever have any questions about anything, make sure you leave a question in the comment. I'll definitely get back to you as quick as I can. I love your feedback, Also, if there's anything that you guys want to see, any kind of haircuts, let me know. I know recently someone said, I want to see you do like a flat top on a white guy, not like a flat top, where you would pick, say, ethnic hair out and do a flat top like that. There's a lot of those videos, but they wanted to see like an old school horseshoe flat top, and believe it or not, I am really good at doing those. I grew up in a small town of LaBelle, and it was really country, real redneck, and my uncle owned a barber shop, and I worked with him when I was younger, and he was like the king of flat tops, and I just watched him do it all the time, so I'm actually very good at doing those, but it's not that popular anymore, so we rarely see anyone come into the shop and get like an old school skin tight, high and tight flat top. Not in Tampa anyways, maybe in a small town. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean up his edge real quick. A lot of times, to get that nice sharp edge, I'll comb those hairs down and then edge them up. Obviously, I added a little color enhancement. So to kind of pull off a little bit more of that bulk, as you can see, my fingers were closer to his head at the bottom, and I kind of pull him out at an angle to do that. So anyways, now just cutting the top. Just grab your first layer of hair, cut, however much you want off, then slowly move back and with your comb and grab another layer of hair. And basically, once you lift the hair up after cutting the first layer, you'll see the hairs underneath it from that first layer that you cut, and it's your guideline, and you just basically move your way back. So I threw a little gel in there. He likes it, gelled up and slick back. So man, this is the look. A number 1 fade on the bottom, just clipper over comb into leaving that full length on the parietal ridge area, that fade area. Just throwing some gel in there, make it look clean and smooth. Tell me what you guys think about this cut. I'm gonna do a little bit more touch up on it. Right now I'm just trying to style it the way he likes it. You could also throw some pomade. I threw gel in his haircut right now to give it more of a wet look, but you can throw in some pomade and make it look real nice or whatever. Now I'm going to throw a little bit of hairspray in there just to hold it a little bit better. But man, there's the finished product. I do have a little thickness right there that I want to knock off, so I just grab my shear over comb and see, once you get it all styled up, spin them around, see what you think, and if you feel like you need to knock any more bulk out, go ahead and do that. But I feel like it looks pretty good. I may work on it a little bit more, just to make sure that I get it blending like I want to. I'm not big on thinning shears at all. I know a lot of people use those. However, I use them every now and then, but usually I just use my shear over comb to kind of blend and knock down a little bulk. But there you go, there's the finished product. Tell me what you guys think. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Once again, subscribe, share, comment. God bless you guys. I'll see you on the next video.